Hey there, pals, and welcome back to another episode of Asset of the Week. Before we get started, I want to quickly note that I've discovered one of the previous assets, the radar bundle, had all of its UI sprites created by Dolly. As such, I have removed those sprites from my project and will not be using them. As best as I can tell, those are the only things in here so far made by Gen AI, but I'll be keeping an eye out, and if you happen to be aware of any other things that sneak through, let me know. Anyway, this week's asset is Food Pack Low Poly Meat and Seafood by Mummifier Studio. Or is that Mummifier Studio? Regardless, it is a normal price of $13.99, bringing our project's current total theoretical value to $108.97. Eesh, how much is this thing going to be after a full year? Now, you may think, oh great, yet another asset we can't really do much of anything with yet. And if you think that, you are a fool! Oddly enough, this is the missing link that allowed me to get my first concept of what our actual game might look like. Picture this, if you will. A large island covered in abandoned factory buildings. Why is it abandoned? Because it's being invaded by giant crabs, lobsters, and octopi. A lone tank, equipped with a radar system, must fight back against the invaders, blowing them into little meaty chunks. And, I guess, making eating sound effects when driving over the loose chunks for points? Look, not everything is a perfect fit right now, but it's better than we've had. I started things off by making a copy of the House on a Hill map, just, without the house on a hill, so the scene is cleaner and we can just do our own thing fully. I found a nice flat area and brought in a factory building, some sea creatures, with their size multiplied by 10, and finally, I brought in the player controller from the radar package. I swapped out the model for the tank, and moved the camera back to be third person. It mostly works. The character controller clearly was not made with the third person camera in mind, so the whole thing just kind of pivots freely when you move the mouse. The anchor point isn't even tied to the model itself, but at a location between the model and the camera. I did try and move the character controller to the actual model, in hoping that it would move the pivot point of the rotation to be correct. That didn't quite work as anticipated. I'll probably have to rewrite the movement scripts all from scratch, unfortunately, but that should realistically be expected anyway, since I want the player to be able to, actually do things. Things are obviously still very rudimentary at the moment, but hey, it's a start. I can't wait to see what wrench will be thrown into my plans next. See you next week.